Hi everybody, we are now live here at the Children's Museum Houston. My name is Jacob, the Maker Education Manager at Children's Museum Houston. And I'm here in the Invention Convention. I got Invention Convention behind me, Inventors Workshop back there, the Maker Annex behind me, and we're going to do some inventor type maker activities today. But I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get logged on to Facebook Live with us. In the meantime, let me know how your day is. If you're having a good day, give me a thumbs up with the like button. And if you're having a great day, give me maybe a little, how do I do that? A little heart. That doesn't look like a heart at all, but you can hit the heart button and let me know that you're having a great day. So we're going to have a really fun activity here today. Let me know how you're feeling. And don't forget, if you have any questions for us, even starting right now, you can let us know in the question and comments section, I believe. So that will be great. Am I getting any thumbs up yet? Lots of thumbs up. What about hearts? Oh, so we're having some good days, but not some great days. That's okay. It's Monday. Not every day has to be great. Not every day even has to be good, but hopefully we're all having at least a good day today. So today we are going to be doing an activity where it's all about picking up trash. We'll talk about that in a bit once everyone's gotten logged in. But why don't you guys go ahead and send me the laughing face. If you've ever gone out and picked up trash in your neighborhood or even in your own yard, do any of you have experience picking up trash? Anybody? Laughing face? Ha 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 ha. Getting likes, getting hearts, getting laughing faces. All right, what else do we got? Something we might be doing today. Not everybody will be doing this, but we will potentially be using a power drill today. And so if anybody has ever used a power drill before, I believe I'm running out of reactions. So we're getting some hearts and laughing faces. That's awesome. So if anyone's ever used a power drill before, how about the angry face? Not that you're angry. Is that okay to get the angry face on her thing? Okay. Not that you're angry. I just want to get that reaction to see if you guys have used a power drill before. Now, we don't need a power drill for this activity. There's a lot of options for how we do this activity. In fact, I think a lot of you won't have this kind of a popsicle stick with you, so you will probably want to use scissors instead of the power drill. I will be using the power drill for my version of this activity, though. So, all right. How about one more reaction before we get started? If anyone has ever invented something, built something, made something, designed something, any synonym for making, why don't you go ahead and send me what other emojis are there? Surprise! Give me the wow emoji to let me know if you've ever done that. We're getting some of that. So we have some inventors, so you all won't be new to this kind of work. All right. So do we still need to give some time we can go ahead and get started? All right. So this weekend we have something called World Cleanup Day. And it's an initiative that is kind of put forward by a group called the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. And our participation in this event is sponsored by Total. And so today, in honor of that, and actually this entire week, we're going to have kind of activities in honor of World Cleanup Day, starting with today, when we're going to be building and inventing some different types of trash picker uppers. So I'm going to show you two different designs that I like to make for a trash picker upper. Now, at home, you do not need to follow along with my exact design. I'm going to give you some different alternatives as well as I go. So if you don't have the same materials as me, not a big deal. You don't have to do my exact design. In fact, I want to challenge you to make up your own trash picker. So I'm going to show you my own designs. I'm going to make two different ones, but I want to challenge you at home to make your own. And when you do, take a picture, share it on social media, tag us. I would love to see it. I'm so excited to see some of y'all's designs. All right. So for my first design, I'm going to do this type of design. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And what I need for my design is 6 of these jumbo popsicle sticks. Now, instead of the popsicle sticks, you could be using cardboard. You could even be using kind of a thick paper. The thicker something is, the least amount of kind of flexibility you have there. You want it to be really firm. So it's good to have something that kind of stands up straight if you hold it, because otherwise it's not going to be able to pick anything up. But it can be cardboard, it can be something different than this. And I'm going to use some pipe cleaners. You could also use string at home, anything that you're going to put in the holes that you'll see in a minute. And for my popsicle sticks to drill the holes in them, I'm going to need some rubber bands, and I'm also going to use paper clips at the end just to make it grip a little bit better. These are not necessary, and in fact, these are a point where if you're at home, you finish the kind of basic thing I'm doing. If you want to add something else at the end to make it pick something up better, and it's an even better design than mine, that's what I want to see. I want to see you all improve on my design. So let's get started. So the first thing I need to do is drill 3 holes, 1 at each end of my popsicle sticks and 1 right in the middle. If you're using cardboard, you can just use scissors and poke those holes into your cardboard. You do not need to use a drill. If you are planning to use some kind of wood, if you are using popsicle sticks and you decide to use a drill, this is something that you need parent supervision for at home. So make sure you grab a parent, tell them, hey, I want to drill some holes in some popsicle sticks. Will you help me? If they don't want you using the drill, that's okay. Just use scissors and do a cardboard thing. Now, it's always important to be safe. So when your parents are helping you, make sure that you're all being safe. So if you have long hair, you're going to want to tie it up and get it out of the way. You want to make sure your clothing is not loose and it's tight on you so that there's nothing that could get caught, because when a drill is spinning, it can catch loose hanging things and that can be unsafe. So always make sure you're being safe when you're using things like power drills. I'm also going to wear my safety glasses. So I've tied my popsicle sticks together, and I'm going to kind of set them up on the table here and drill the holes on either end. It's something that often happens when you're drilling into a thin wood like a popsicle stick, is that 1 or 2 of the sticks are going to crack. And that is okay. It's not a big deal. I'm going to do my last hole here. All right, and a few of mine did crack. I did prepare for this. I have some other popsicle sticks that are pre-drilled, so I don't need to go get more right now, luckily enough. Let's see how many did not crack. Looks like I'm getting some shavings everywhere. Looks like only 1 of them cracked, which is pretty good. Clean off my area. And I'll grab my pre-drilled ones. So now that you have whatever it is you have, if you have the popsicle sticks with 3 holes, awesome. If you have the cardboard with 3 holes, as long as it kind of looks like this, you're in good shape. Just so you know, 8 inches by 1 inch. These are about 8 inches long, and they're about 1 inch wide. A little bit less than both of those numbers, but those are perfect numbers. So if you're cutting cardboard, 8 inches long, 1 inch wide, holes on each end, hole in the middle. And now what we're going to do, take 2 of them, there's supposed to be a total of 6, and take one of your pipe cleaners, and actually I'm going to cut this pipe cleaner just so I have plenty of pipe cleaners. So I'm going to make mine in half here. And this is where if you don't have pipe cleaners, which I know a lot of us don't just carry pipe cleaners at our house, you can just use string. So take the pipe cleaner or the string and run it through, and if it's a pipe cleaner, you're just going to twist it real tight in the middle there so that the 2 holes in the middle kind of make an X here. If it's a string, you're going to tie it. So that's 1 X that kind of goes like this. Now we're going to take 2 more, and we're going to make another X, because why not? So I'm going to take these 2 more, make the second X, and with my 2 X's, what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap the ends, because you have the holes on both ends. And now, you see how the holes overlap there? You can tie your string or your pipe cleaner right in the ends there. And that's what I'm going to do to finish up my trash picker upper. And it's a pretty simple design. As you can see, it doesn't really take much. The hardest part is getting something of this shape with the holes in it. So cutting the holes into the cardboard can be a little tricky. You want to be safe, even just cutting holes in cardboard, you still want to be safe with those scissors. You want to make sure your fingers are not on the other side of the cardboard when you're poking the scissors through, because what do you think will happen? You'll probably get poked. So here it is. This is the basic design, and honestly, you could keep adding popsicle sticks and popsicle sticks and popsicle sticks or cardboard pieces to it and make it as long as you want. The longer you make it, the harder it will be to control. This one is very, very easy to control because we only have 1, 2, 3 sets of linkages. I count these as just one set of linkages, by the way. So we only have 3 sets of linkages. The more linkages you add to this, the more you have room for kind of error, for friction, for looseness that makes it a lot harder to control. So if you were using all 6 popsicle sticks, it would come out like this. If you keep adding popsicle sticks, you could make something super long, but a little bit hard to control. So let's see how it works. So once you've made your first trash picker, got a little bit of trash here. Can you see it? We'll put it there, and you can go around and pick it up. There you got your trash. Throw it in. If it's paper, you could throw it in the recycling. And there you go. There's one trash picker design. So I can't wait to see if any of you decide to do that design. It's probably the easier of the 2 designs we're going to do today. I'm going to show you a way more complicated one. That's going to be, it's kind of fun. I want to show you what you can do with just all sorts of materials. So for this next one, what I'm going to use is 13 regular-sized popsicle sticks. So this is kind of the standard that you see when you eat a popsicle. 2 chopsticks. It doesn't have to be chopsticks. It can be anything that's kind of the size of a chopstick. But what I have are chopsticks. If you don't have any, you can order some Chinese food. We can have 1 paper clip. This is actually more important than the paper clips in this one because it's actually going to be part of our design instead of just something to help pick things up. A straw, and so here's what I really love about this project is if you go to wherever you go to get a drink and get a straw, like I go every morning, I get some coffee and I have a straw in my coffee. This is a great way to reuse that straw so that you don't have to risk it ending up somewhere it shouldn't end up. So we're ending all plastic waste. Part of that can be reusing it yourself. That's recycling. All right. And finally, you're going to need some tape for this one. You also might need some glue. I'm going to be using hot glue. So if you're using hot glue at home, again, like with the drill and with the scissors, be safe. Ask for parents' supervision if you even have a hot glue at home. If you don't, you can use regular glue. The reason I use hot glue is because it dries quicker. And that way we don't have to sit around waiting for glue to dry. You can totally use regular glue for this project. So there's a lot of steps. I'm not going to show you this project as a kind of a step-by-step thing. I'm going to show you how I do my design. You can pause it if you want later, I think, right? They can go back and watch it. So you guys can go back and watch it and pause it where you want it and kind of see each step. But I just want to show you how I would make this design and challenge you to make your own. So first step, very fun. Just kind of break, by bending it back and forth, you want to break that popsicle stick. Look out. No, not the popsicle stick, the chopstick. Look out, though, because when you break something wood, you end up with some splinters. And you do not want to get those splinters in your hands. So just be careful. Now, what I'm going to do with this chopstick is I'm going to glue it kind of like an airplane to one of my popsicle sticks here. So just like if it was right in the middle, like a plus sign, just like that. So, like an airplane. And glue the other popsicle stick here to the top of it. So it's like an airplane sandwich. My favorite type of sandwich, so yummy. It's like, here comes the airplane. So here it is. Instead of waiting for the glue to dry, I'm going to grab my already dry one. So doing a little bit of cheating here, but this is what I just made. It's a dried version of it, the little airplane thing. And so you have this popsicle, the chopstick going through the 2 popsicle sticks here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 separate popsicle sticks. We're going to cut just like an inch of a straw, and hopefully it didn't jump too far away because I'm going to need that. So just an inch 2 separate inch-long pieces of straw and do the exact same thing we did with the chopstick. We're going to glue it so that it's kind of like an airplane. This airplane is going to look a little different because the amount of straw is a lot less than the amount of chopstick. You can see that I kind of broke that chopstick basically in half. So about half a chopstick, which I'd say is roughly 4 inches, maybe 5, somewhere around there. So now 2 separate popsicle sticks with the 1-inch piece of straw going perpendicular to them across the middle, just like that. Once more, pretend like we're zooming ahead, fast forwarding. This is live, so we just fast forwarded, and now we have these dry versions of what I just made. What I'm going to do with these dry versions, this is the fun part. This is where we start to see the mechanism at work. I'm going to put the chopstick through the straw here. So just stick kind of the chopstick through the straw, and it kind of acts like an axle. And sometimes one side of the chopstick needs to be cut down a little bit, like the splinters stick out and make it hard to stick it into the straw, but that is totally fine. So once you have it, what you're going to do, there we go. What you're going to do, we have this little, almost like 2 H's right next to each other. 2 straws that are going over the chopsticks, and they can both kind of rotate on them. Now we're going to take 2 more popsicle sticks, glue one across on this side, and then glue the other across on this side. So just do a quick dollop of glue, and do the top. We're making kind of a box, but you want to make sure that the 2 popsicle sticks we're gluing on right now are on opposite sides of the little airplane guy in the middle here. So when you're done, it looks like this. Skip ahead to when it's dry, and now it looks like this. So you see, kind of have a popsicle stick sticking through the square in the middle. That is the most complicated part of this whole project. From here, it gets a little bit easier. So this part was definitely the hardest. What we're going to do next is we are going to make a little lever. So we can take the chopstick we have left. We can take the other chopstick, because I said we had 2 chopsticks. And we're going to stick both into the straw here so that it looks kind of like this. And that makes it so we have 1 longer chopstick. And they're a little loose, so I'll take some tape and just wrap it around both ends of the straw to make them stay better in place here. Just wrap it around, wrap, and get my other chopstick. Fell on the ground, stick it back in, and wrap the other side. So I have 1 longer stick. And this is just so that I can get trash from a longer distance. If you just have 1 chopstick, that's fine too. You don't have to make this longer version of the stick, but that's what I'm doing right now. So long stick with 2 chopsticks, 1.5 really, because I used the one I already used, inside the straw. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper clip. I'm going to kind of just get it wrapped around my box here, the little box at the top. And just you want it sticking upwards like that. That's basically how you want it, sticking up like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it just to make it stay in place. Just a little bit of glue. And I'm also going to take the stick and put it inside the paper clip. And I'm also going to glue that in place. Just like that. And now I can skip ahead as if it has already dried. And here we go. So what we now have, and actually I kind of skipped this part. You want to put on the other end. Let me show you how that works. You just want to put 1 popsicle stick here on the end. You can glue that in place as well. And that's not super important. It just helps with gripping later. So I do have an extra popsicle stick at the end here. And now you can see how it works. So this is how it works. All that is left is to create an extra handle for you to hold further away from your gripper part here. So all you need to do for that is, the way I like to do it, is take 2 popsicle sticks and just wrap tape around both ends of them to make a little 2 popsicle stick sandwich here. And do both ends just to make them nice and thicker than a single popsicle stick, because that helps with it being firm rather than kind of flimsy. And once you have the 2, on this end of your little airplane guy from before, you just put it inside and wrap it around. And you just do that a few times until, I like to do 3. So you end up with these 2 right here, 2 right here, and then they're wrapped around with 2 kind of sandwiching both of them. So I'm skipping ahead here, but basically what you're trying to do is just make a long handle by wrapping these around. So now I have this, and if I were to just make this first, put it here, what I would end up with is this guy right here. So now I have the handle that opens and closes it. I have a handle that I can hold. You can make this longer and longer and longer so you could walk around your neighborhood and not even have to bend over in order to pick up trash. And once you see something that you want to pick up, there you go. Perfect. So I am very excited to see all of your designs. You can try to follow along with either one of the ones that I made. You can create these. One thing that would be really interesting if someone's making one of these or one of these is what can you do to the ends of them to make them pick stuff up better, because they don't pick everything up. Those little pieces of paper, they're fine. Little pieces of plastic are fine. But what can you kind of add to the ends of either of these designs to make it pick up anything you might encounter? So how can you adapt these designs? Or what kind of designs could you make at home that work even better? So like one I had in mind was just doing this, making a really, really long popsicle stick straw device, and then adding a bunch of paper clips at the end. And then you could just spear a piece of trash and put it in whatever bag you're carrying around. So make your design, take a picture, share with us, and if you want to go take a little walk around your neighborhood with your family or friends and pick up some trash for World Cleanup Day using your design, that would be awesome. So again, World Cleanup Day is this Saturday. Our participation here is sponsored by Total. We're super excited. We have more activities all week, all around World Cleanup Day. So thank you for joining us. And this has been Facebook Live at Children's Museum Houston.